Hey everyone, Az here. Welcome back to another war video. This is war number 9. We're going up against PBT, and my first fight here is Weapon X. So we're on path 1 in section 1 here. This fight we're going to be doing with Lady Deathstrike. It's a pretty simple fight. We're just going to be keeping up the heal block and making sure we don't get hit, pretty much. So going in here, I did put on a power start 1 boost just to ensure that I can get to a special 2 quickly. It's also pretty much required for the next fight as well, so that was the main reason I put it on. But it was nice to have in this fight as well. So we go for a special 2, get into ferocity, and he's already nearly dead, so we're just going to give him a few more combos. And after we bet out 1 more special, he's pretty much done. So that was a really quick fight. Deathstrike is basically the perfect Weapon X counter, so it always goes pretty well. Next up here we got this spot. Taking this with Kate Bishop. This fight's fine with Kate, you just gotta make sure you kind of don't bait a special. You want to just stay aggressive, keep your cold snaps up, and just make sure that you hold block and don't bait a special, and ideally don't inflict debuffs either, because then you make him get regen and go unblockable, which is not what you want. So here, just forcing block, and we're going to go into another special 1. I'm holding block, he still throws a special, which is fine because he's almost dead, and I up the dex at the end, and he goes down, but I did take a bit of chip damage, so nothing too bad there, just not ideal I guess, but that was my only K fight, so I don't really need a heal. But here we got our part 6 on section 2, this is a Domino. I was kind of worried for this fight just because it's got a 200% prowess on it, which is pretty scary when you combine that with the tactic, like the daunted passives and stuff. So I did throw in an invuln here for Deathstrike just to make sure that if I copped a special, I wouldn't die immediately from it. Here we're just going to be mainly keeping up that heal block to make sure she doesn't go unblockable, just in case we're blocking the special or whatever. The taunt is not necessary, but if we can have it up, I'd rather have it up. Here, I don't know what happened. I tried to go for a light intercept, but I think maybe I missed my timing, or I don't know, the light didn't actually register, or I don't know, but we lost it in a indestructible boost. Took a little bit of damage, but we're doing fine. Now we're just gonna bait another special 1 after we throw our own, and she's going down steady. That's what I like about Deathstrike. She's not like a bursty champ, she just takes him down slowly, and slowly gets faster and faster and faster as the fight goes on. So yeah, she's very safe and steady like that. 1 more special 1 and she's down. So yeah, that fight went fine. It took a couple of mistakes, but yeah, nothing crazy. Still solo and still ended at pretty high health. Now we're going to this Kindred. I was initially worried about this fight just because it was a rank 3 and you can get some prowess on you, so it's the block damage, and if you mess with dex you get degen. So I was a little bit worried for this, but to be honest there was no reason to be worried. I talked to my officer and he was like, yeah, it'll be fine, just like standard Kindred stuff and you'll be fine. And yeah, he was right, it was fine. It was just being paranoid as usual. So here, just blocking it, going back in. My haymakers are coming back round, so I want to try and get a heavy cancel into special 3, but as you'll see here, I get very close and I just don't quite make it there. So we throw a special 2 instead by accident, and now it's not like the end of the world, it's just a bit annoying because I've got to build back up to a special 3, so wasting more time and taking potentially more block damage, so just means another potion or so. So here, bidding another special out. You can see the block damage is starting to get a little high because of that prowess, but it's still nothing like that's going to kill us. It just means more potions. Here, I've actually got haymakers up at the special 3, so I know it's going to throw a special 3 this time, which is good. Hit him against that corner, and then he's pretty much dead here. Just go for a couple of heavies, and he throws a special, which is fine. We're just going to combo and he goes down. So yeah, pretty simple, not too bad. Took a bit of damage, but yeah, ended up being fine. Now this fight was one that I was pretty excited for because I don't really fight Sandman that often, especially on this sort of node, and doing this with Deathstrike was a really good showcase of a lot of her more hidden bits of utility that she has. So the first one obviously is that really good heal block. It's not really hidden, but it's a really nice piece of utility that she has, just to shut off all healing. The other more hidden part of her utility is that her regen rate can't be modified at all. And so that means you'll always heal from the petrifies, and they'll do basically nothing in terms of lowering your healing. So you're always going to get your nanobot regenerator, you're always going to get willpower, even though it's halved, you'll still get willpower healing. So it's really great utility for this fight and fights that are similar to this that can place Petrify or other like regen rate modification effects. And aside from that, it's just a tactic fight. But with Sandman, because his specials are kind of easy to dex, you don't really need to worry about the taunt that much. You can just kind of dex special ones, and yeah, it's not really that much of a deal. The only thing with this fight is if your heal block drops off and you're not running Despair, then you can heal right back up to full, because you're being really aggressive. Luckily I do run max Despair, so even if my heal block did drop off, I wouldn't really have to worry about the healing, to be honest. So yeah, that's fine. That fight went pretty well, about as good as you could hope for a fight like that. Next up, we're fighting the Sauron. This is a little bit similar to the one I fought last war, except this one has slightly different nodes. So the main difference with this one is it doesn't have the power focus or scared stiff node. Instead, it's got burden of might. That's the big difference. So basically that means I'm not really going to be able to throw a special in this fight, just because of dexterity expiring. It's going to mean that I just keep losing my power. Which is actually fine, because you don't need to throw specials with Deathstrike. You just keep up combos with the ruptures, and as long as you don't get hit much or take too many blocked hits, you know, you'll be doing like enough damage. So yeah, we're just trying to make sure that heal block up, because as long as the heal block is up, he's not going to go unblockable, which means his dash isn't going to be a problem, and his specials aren't going to be a problem if you want to block them either. It does drop off a couple of times, but I think we do a pretty good job considering the AI we have at keeping them up. So yeah, just the only thing in this fight that you don't want to do is just push him to special 2. Never do that. Same thing with the previous Sauron fight I had last war. You just never want to push him to special 2 with this tactic, because either you're going to block it and you're going to take a lot of block damage, or you're going to try and dex it, mess it up, and then take a bunch of hits to the face and die. So yeah, I really wouldn't recommend pushing to special 2 unless he was like nearly dead, and even then I still probably wouldn't risk it. So yeah, we just keep baiting those special ones, dexing them pretty well. Yeah, pretty comfortable with dexing his special ones, so no need to take any unnecessary chip damage there. Yeah, and he's now pretty much toast. So that was not a long fight, not a short fight, kind of in the middle. A minute 33 is not too bad. But now we have the fight I was most worried about. And I had like 2 different types of game plans going into it, and they both kind of backfired because something in the middle kind of happened. So yeah, and it all kind of stemmed from this one mistake that I made, just kind of a lapse in concentration or judgment from me. Yeah, so going in here, we just want to do 4 hit combos to make sure we give him less hatred, and that way we can kind of delay the unstoppable. But here's where I make the mistake, right here. I go for a heavy, and that gives him a lot of power, and then he's knocked down, he starts totaling up, and he goes to a special 2. And at this point, he threw it like immediately. I was thinking I had another second or so left of him going up to 2 bars without being at 2 bars. So I was going to hold block and then push him to special 3. But he just threw it right immediately then. And so now I'm kind of stuffed because I've lost over half my health. He threw 1 special, my indestructible's gone. And he's getting a lot of power from Aspect of Evolution. He's got a lot of block penetration and a lot of attack rating as well. So I'm pretty scared at this point. I mean, my first plan was to just bait special 1s, and that failed, because he went to special 2, and my second plan was to bait special 3s only with my indestructible boost, but that also failed because he threw the special 2 right away. So now indestructible boost is gone, we can't bait any more special 3s unless we use haymakers. He's got insane block penetration and attack, so we're not going to be baiting special 1s, and on top of it I just ate a heavy attack. So this is essentially like just I'm dead here basically. But here I go in for haymakers. I try and slow my combos so that I can get haymakers up, and then kind of bait his special 3 out so that I don't take any damage from it. You can see I'm at 6% right now. That's really not good. I have to just pause here to kind of reset and kind of just, you know, take a breather. And then I throw my own special 3. I don't bother with the heavy cancel just because at this point I just want to get out of the fight. I don't want to think about anything else. I just want to throw specials, bait specials, and just get out of it. So here we go for a bit of damage here. The Petrify helps us out a little bit. We get a little bit of willpower healing from the stagger. And now we're just trying to bait special 1s, because if he throws a special 2, I'm dead. If he throws a special 3 and I don't have haymakers, I'm also dead. and even if I block like a special 1, I'm probably dead as well. So this is an extremely risky fight, and it's one that I mean, look, I'd do it again, but I just need my plan to kind of work next time. I need to not be stupid at the start and actually play a little bit more cautious, I think. I mean, I've taken this fight before with Titania and it's been fine, like multiple times. It's just, you know, every once in a while you get a bad AI, you make a mistake and it all combines and you just get this sloppy fight. But I think I'd prefer to use Reed for this fight, so I think maybe next time if I could fit Reed on my team, I'd ask the officers to swap, but it was just too difficult for this war, and I felt like I could do it with Titania. So that was unfortunate that this happened, but going in here, I'm just trying to finish off with a special 1. I feel like we have the range to do it, but we don't quite, and so now I'm trying to just hit his block. He goes for a heavy, and we intercept him before he throws it, and we kill him. So that's probably some of the most stressed I felt in war, but we managed to pull it off, and yeah, sorry to the officers, you had to watch that. Anyways, hope you guys have a great day. Thanks for watching.